All right, how y'all doing? Welcome to WO Radio Show. I'm your host, as usual, Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp. Flying solo for this time. Alan, he's out taking care of some other issues, so we wish him well and hope he gets better. He'll be back next week with his news and highbrow commentary. So get better, Commander. We love you. Today, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm sharing out here, share the show out, I have an exciting guest on here with me today. It's a gentleman that I was been wanting to get on for a long time. He is here. He's the backstage in studio. The gentleman, and we'll bring him on here in just a second. You are going to appreciate this guy to death. He is he, he's active duty military, and I can't tell you much more about him except he's a hell of a man. And can't wait for him to be on here. I want to thank Jennifer, Blue Phoenix, our executive producer. She's checking in. Dean, brother, thanks for coming in. Damon Tater. Love you, man. That's another comedian friend of mine. You guys all know Tater. He's been on here with me off and on. Hopefully get him on here again sometime. Anyway, Damon Tater Spray. Working on some comedy shows, brother. I'll be getting with you on that. Y'all know how we do this real quick. I show a couple things before I bring the guest on. First thing I want to show is a brand new What Is It? Okay. It's brand new. What is it? Guess it accurately. You get 100 entries into the mystery box. Okay. Here it is. 100 mysteries into the mystery box. If you can guess what that is, it has to be perfect. You can't just say butterfly. You got to tell me what kind of butterfly, or can't say what kind of rock. You tell me exact what it is to get to 100 entries. Okay. So there's your what is it? I'll show that to you a couple more times today. 100 entries in the mystery box if you can tell me what that is. All right. And then I do a quick rant. This time, this rant is not very long and it's very simple. Why do people always want to give me a receipt for food? Okay. Right. Am I bringing it back? I'm eating the damn food. What do I need a receipt for? I can bring the pile of crap into you. All right. I say, I didn't like his cheeseburger. Here's a pile of crap. Okay. Don't stop asking me if I want a receipt for food. I'm 279 pounds. Look like I bring back the food to you? No, looks like I eat it. Okay. No receipt here for the food. I eat it. Jesus Christ. Stop the nonsense. And if you guys get it right, I'll tell you if you're right on that 100 entries. If you're wrong, I'll just keep going. I won't even tell you. That way, I won't have to spend much time going back and forth. But if you get it right, I will announce you live that you got it right. All right, guys. Please give a big WO Radio Show welcome to a gentleman who could draw better than any of you all. Fight me on it. I'll tell you right now. They call him G.I. Low. He's very talented. Loves what he does. He's Pete Barlow. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pete Barlow to the WO Radio Show. Let me bring him in here.
Thank you for having me. That was a heck of a hype you did. I have to say though, if I don't have at least one person die of appreciation, I have not lived up to the expectations you've set for me. The cause of death expectations. It was just like, oh, everything was met. I died. Good story to tell St. Peter too.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Pimp was down there. Pimp probably. Well, okay. So St. Peter might not know who I am. I'm just saying. I might be more of a candidate for the other guy. You know what I'm saying? But no,
the devil's got you on his VIP list for a while.
Probably some of the things I've did in life. Yeah, you can't.
Well, I'll see you there then.
Yeah. Well, first of all, welcome, brother. You finally.
Thank you for having me.
Got back overseas over a long extended tour. I'm sure you're glad to be back, and we appreciate having you here. I'm just going to tell everybody what your name is, who you are, what do you do, man. The floor is yours. Go after it.
All right, thank you. I'm Pete Barlow. I'm the author and illustrator of the webcomic G.I. Low, as seen on U.S. Army WTF moments, and for good reasons, as opposed to the others. I have been writing the comic as long as I have been in active duty soldier, so it's going on 12 years, although I've only really been sharing them for about 6 years now. A little bit of a social media stage fright kept me out for a few years. And I am an active duty soldier. If you read the description on the WoW Entertainment page, I have done everything in the Army shy of combat. So that means I'm the guy who's picked up cigarette butts. I was an active duty drill sergeant. Yeah, so it's a wide jack of all trades, master of none. And Unfortunately, the jack of all trades does not include anything combat related. I'm usually the guy, sitting in an office like, the AC is not as cool as it could be today. First world problems.
Question: your drill
Answer.
instructor thing. What kind of drill instructor were you? Were you more like Don Knotts, or were you Arlie Emery, or are you just that laid back dude?
Maybe. Oh no, I think I would say like 50% of the two extremes you picked. Well, the joke that my soldiers had was I was bipolar. So I mean, it kind of depended on the situation. So at the United States Drill Sergeant Academy, I want someone to be like, he said it. Um, they really only teach you to be a BCT, basic combat training drill sergeant. So it's like you're very extreme. But the thing is, BCT is kind of meant to be like in like big, short bursts. And so I was an AIT, or Advanced Individualized Training drill sergeant. So I got to my duty station, and I was like, I'm gonna be a 10 this whole time. But it's a 2-year tour. 2 year. Um, So I arrived at a 10 and I'm screaming my head off. I'm smoking every soldier. I'm, just going to be the biggest asshole drill sergeant ever. And then I was like, oh crap, I got 2 more years of this. I'm going to have an aneurysm. So I was like, all right, let me be the sarcastic drill sergeant. It's like, that's a lot better for my blood pressure. And so I was like, I'll be the funny one. And, thanks, Wags. Former battle buddy of mine. So it was a lot of like, the thing is, when you have 250 soldiers and you don't get cycle breaks, um, I know there was no bop in the intro. I gotta stop reading the comment section. It's distracting me. But yeah, when you're an AIT drill sergeant, you really have to kind of like it's a marathon, not a sprint. Yeah, I think that answered your question.
Yeah, yeah. Dean Cerny checking in there. He says, "Hi, Pete. How you doing?"
Hey,
You
Dean.
got Josh. You got Josh Crazer talking about an umbop. What
Bop.
was it? Explain what he meant by that.
All right, that's an inside joke I guess I've got with the backwoods veterans crew.
I see.
So Umbop. All right, it's a terrible song. This is one of the worst songs ever unleashed on humanity. But I remember I was talking to Justin, and I was like, you know what? Like nostalgia is a heck of a thing. Where it was like I heard Bop on the radio, and I didn't change the station just because it reminds me of being a kid again. I was like, oh yeah, I remember hating the song as a kid, and I shared it with them, and he's like, dude, you need to keep that to yourself. And so, a running joke for the last 3 years has been, every time I'm listening to Backwoods Veteran or some show that Justin's hosting, I'm like, play Bop, and you know what? They have a couple times.
Yeah, that's definitely an inside joke. Chance says his soldiers tell me he was soft.
Wags, you lie. I know which soldiers you're talking about. I was never easy on them.
I see our executive producer, Blue Phoenix, Jennifer Westerman, said, "Hey, I did that intro. Talking about intro for the show, my intro. She believe me, she takes care of me. If I
Conley,
had to,
I was not always a 10.
if you had
Your
to rely on
mustache still
my
looks silly.
expertise, we'd be in trouble around here." All right. Now going a little bit. A lot of people don't know. You and I met each other through our friends out there, BV Nation, JW, and them guys like that. I think it was on one of their podcasts. I think it was one of their Spreaker deals. How I met you. I remember first thing I remember, and maybe this was different for you, but I remember when you were arguing with Carl Loomis, one of our buddies out there. Carl, yeah,
Carl.
you guys are into it about something, which makes me laugh. I think that's just freaking
That's our
hilarious
entire
sometimes.
rapport. It's like I remember I actually met Carl in person, and it was just like nice guy, but I mean, instantly we were just kind of like comically antagonistic, and it was just like
Yeah,
I think mostly because I was still on the trail at the time, and it was just like Carl, nice guy comes in, just schlubby little nice guy, and I just couldn't stop making fun of him, and then that was just like our entire like just repertoire, just back and forth making fun of each other. Um, so that's our thing. We make fun of each other, but it's all out of love.
yeah, that's all I love. Carolyn Powers, first of all, thank you for joining WO Radio Show today. Um, it's BV Nation, Backwoods Veterans Media. We call them BV Nation. They're another podcast who does shows just like we do here at W Entertainment Network, just like our boys over VRS Network. So that's what they are. They're just guys that help out veterans like we do. So I hope that answered your question, Curlin, on that. That's how we met each other.
They are
that.
also crazy enough to have had me on their show.
Yeah. Well, you've been on quite a few shows around, and here's one of the owners of the JKs are. That's why we keep Carl around. It's for entertainment purposes. Yeah, I got to meet Carl when I went out there in June of last year. Uh, swell bunch of people, right? Great bunch of people out there. Carl is unique. Okay, he was hyped up on his Jeep he's got, and I don't want to break his heart and tell him what I think of his Jeep, so I just leave it at that. But he's a good extra dude. Got to meet J-Dub and the guys out there. Got to go through the haunted whorehouse. That's one of the highlights of my
There's a
time.
haunted whorehouse. They only took me to a strip club.
I'll show you. I'll send you some pictures that I took.
I gotta get there. There's a haunted whorehouse in Portland.
No, it ain't Portland. It's over east.
Beaver Creek,
East Oregon. Not Beaver Creek. I'm gonna screw this up. If that's Jada or Josh, if you're out here, tell me Ochko over near the Ochko Mountains.
All right, Josh. Next time I'm in Oregon, you guys better take me. That sounds like a fun time.
Oh yeah, I'll send you some pictures of it too. What's up, Roy Anthony? Roy Anthony's one of our guys. He's he has a show every Tuesday and Thursday on here as well. You catch him at noon Central Time. It's a conversation, not a confrontation. He's a actor. He's a comedian. He's a producer. So he's one of my good buddies. So he's on there too, watching. Thanks for joining, Roy. No, not near Portland. Outside of Prineville. That's what I was trying to think of. It's outside of Prineville. I went up to met him and everything. And another one of the exciting times when I went up there, when I met slow down. When I met him, as I walked up into a pile of wild Mustangs. Okay, and there's video evidence of me petting wild Mustangs. Okay, and I walked right up and they filmed me doing it. And I don't know if that's the Native American in me or what, let me do that, or maybe I'm just a kind guy.
You're secretly part Disney princess, so you can communicate with animals.
Yeah, well. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go with that. So Josh Gator said, Pete, how about when did the show in Dakota and we heard a spooky sound?
We heard a ghost. So you know what? I guess I
that's
did have
right.
kind of a ghostly experience with those guys.
Yeah, I remember that. You were on. I've seen that episode on air, and you guys wasn't long with that episode either.
Yeah, no, I remember that was Dakota's show that he was. I think it was Dakota's show that we were recording. And yeah, I remember my least favorite memory of that memory was, as mentioned in the pre-show, I hate the sound of my voice. I will never watch this. Like I'm sharing it with everybody, but I will never watch it because it's like, oh man, who is that frightened 12-year-old lesbian with a cold? Oh no, that's me. But the thing is, we were recording, and then the spooky thing happened, and so we're like going back, we're listening to it over and over and over again. And the thing is, I was talking before the ghostly noise.
Yeah,
I was talking before the ghostly noise. So we're like listening to it over again, like trying to decipher what happened. So I like hearing my voice going on, then and it was like, all right, play it again. I'm like, guys, please, you're murdering me. Like, I'm gonna come back as a ghost because the sound of my voice killed me.
I heard one on there had some type of they were on there, some noise happened. And they played it back. I never heard it until they played it back like a third time, and then High Tech did whatever High Tech does with his magic fingers, and then you could hear it. But yeah, so anyway, when I went out there and met him and everything, and you were gone, I didn't get to meet you because you were obviously overseas, and was looking forward to seeing you guys out there. Might be going back out again this year, or I don't know. This year's my wife and I's 20th wedding anniversary.
Oh, congratulations!
So, I'm having a band come out and some comedians come out. Obviously, having a comedian, have other comedians come out and perform. Duh. So thank you. I found somebody who could tolerate me for 20 years. It's amazing, And we got 11 grandbabies because of our union. So
nice.
That's awesome.
It's a healthy family.
Yeah. So you not only are you in the military, and thank you for that. And that's what we do on here on W Entertainment. Everybody around, we talk to veterans and hype them up. But you're also probably the greatest military comic there is. What do you got? What do you got coming up now? What's online for you? What are you going to do?
Well, I appreciate the praise, and take that, my colleagues, man. But if you're following the comic right now, Lo is a North Korean POW. Um, and that was completely born out of the fact that I had hoped my tour of South Korea would inspire more stories. It didn't. It was 99% administrative work and then 1% travel. So I was like, well, I want to do something big. The thing is, I'm more of a writer than I am a cartoonist. So I was like, all right, let me get some big epic story arc. And I was like, well, he's in South Korea. Well, what if he got kidnapped by the North Koreans? And I was like, well, how would Lo get kidnapped by the North Koreans? It'd be honeypot, like, it's just like, wow, a girl's actually talking to me. And of course, the one time a girl talks to him, she's gonna, drug him and drag him across the border. So stay tuned to see how that turns out.
Yeah, yeah. I never did let you answer the question a while ago, and I apologize for it. How you and I met? I know on my end it was when you were messing with Carl on Spreaker. How was it though? Do you remember when we first met each other?
Well, I heard about you thanks to the BV Nation crew because I was going to go to Guitars for Stars back in 2020, and that
Yeah.
the way I finished that sentence probably tells you how it turned out. Um, but you were going to be MC for that, so I was like, I was like, I'm going to look up this guy, and I looked up your humor. Obviously, you're extremely funny, and it was like, man,
Well,
I
thank you.
can't wait to see this guy live on stage. It's going to be so much fun. And I had done Guitars for Stars back in 2019. I had so much fun. The BV Nation crew was great. Oregon is amazing. I was like, I'm going to take even longer leave because I was only there for a few days. I'm going to meet these people. I'm going to see Richie. And so then, of course, 2020, I just watched all of my leave and it was like, all right, you're not allowed to leave post unless you're going back home. I was like, oh, okay. So, and then,
Yeah.
it is one interesting thing that kind of came with this pandemic was I got a lot more involved in like the Spreaker side, as in I started commenting more on the page because in a way like I know things like Zoom and Facebook like groups and all that stuff kind of exploded during the pandemic because that was a way to have human contact. And I didn't leave Southern Arizona for the entirety of 2020. And so it's like, all right, yeah, I want to have some communication with something other than my 250 annoying soldiers or the 7 burnt out drill sergeants I work with. Like the whole BB Nation stuff, all of J Dub's radio shows. I mean, that was a fun escape. So, and there you probably were like, who was this asshole who's making fun of Carl so much? It was like, that was me.
No, actually, when I first seen you, uh, a lot of people know I suffer from a severe case of racing mind syndrome. It's part of PTSD. I could literally think of 7 things at one time and not complete nothing. Okay, unless I write it down. And so, I mean, I look like an idiot writing things down all the time. People are like, "What's wrong with you?" Don't worry about it, right? But I remember the name. You had Gilo or GI Low. That's what it was. GI Low, and I'm thinking GI Low, and I like to try to think of
Giallo.
what people. I'm trying to think of what people's names, are for. I'm thinking, okay, this guy's on here. Huh, what kind of voice can I put with his name? Okay. Then I'm thinking, no, that don't sound like a GLO. So I've been doing other things, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, artist. He said he's artist. I said, then I started paying attention to you because J W said that you draw pictures. I'm thinking, well, I used to draw pictures. Ziggy. I can draw a mean stick figure. The standard stick figure. I can draw the hell out of that. And so I started paying attention to you. Then you mess with Carl. I said, well, he's got to be a pretty good guy if J Dub and the guys out there, BB Nation, let him part of the crew. And so I started paying attention to you then. And then I did some research on you a little bit because I can read a little bit. And so I pulled up your name and I said, oh, this guy seems like a pretty good dude. And again, if high tech and J Dub like you, they're obviously a pretty good dude. You got to be. Okay, because they're a couple of swell guys themselves, and I recommend it. If guys on here don't know BV Nation, go right now, look up BV Nation Media, BV Nation, all things BV Nation, Backwoods Veterans. Give them a like and a follow. Okay, and every time they come on Spreaker, every time they got something witty to say, you'll get it. You'll be part of the 35,000 followers they got over there. Great people. You can't go wrong with them. They put up with me, befriended me, and now we're all very tight. And then people we call each other, well, mostly me calling them for technical advice and for things like that. So they're good folks, but give them a like and a follow on that. So every time they have something come up, you'll get it. Also, if you're watching this right now, give it a like and a share. Share this out. We're on here with Pete Barlow. He's military man. He's one hell of an artist. He loves. He's got a good mind. He's like a comedian, because a lot of us are comedians are storytellers. Okay, me being part of Native America, we tell a lot of stories too. So that's kind of what Pete is. That's why I kind of relate to him. He gets out, he tells you a good story, and then like he just told you one about the North Korean little thing he's writing about there. So check out his art. You'll like it. He's a good dude. He's on here with us right now, laying down some stuff, telling us about what he's got coming up. Any new projects that you want to get out there right now, Comic-Con, wherever you're going to be,
Yes.
let us know right now.
So now that I'm back in America, which is awesome, I'm hoping to get back in the Comic Con game, and by hope I mean I am. I've got Comic Con. It's a Captain's Comic Expo in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. That's going to be on the 26th and 27th of February. And if you would like to see me at your nearest Comic Con, let me know. Yeah, last time I did one was back in 2018. So before I started as a drill sergeant, I was like, I want to get in the Comic Con game, get busy, and get my face out there. Obviously podcasts have supplemented that.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, the world's returning back to normal. Get your face out there. Get back to networking. And the strategic thing I've been doing is I really only focus on towns outside of like a major military installation. So I'm hopefully going to get Fayetteville, North Carolina, and Columbia, South Carolina in the near future. But yeah, so if you like Comic Cons and you live outside of military installation, you might see my pretty face soon.
All
And
right.
make sure to buy some merch.
What state you live in? I didn't think I asked you earlier.
Oh, I'm currently back in Georgia,
Georgia.
um,
Okay.
which is
All right.
very different weather-wise from South Korea. I believe South Korea is negative 1,000 degrees right now, and in Georgia today it was in the 80s. So
Yeah. Well,
South
here in
Korea can laugh
Missouri,
at us this summer.
it's 17 right now. Yeah,
So yeah,
17.
I've heard
And
that about Missouri, where you get the extremes of both.
well, it was just 72 degrees Monday, yesterday, and now it's
Yeah, another reason
17.
why I'm glad I didn't go to Leonard Wood for basic.
So I'm gonna refrain from saying anything negative at this point about the weather here, and we're gonna move on. I see a lot of these comments, guys, giving you shout outs on there. Jadeb says, let me see what he say. He says September 9th to the 11th, 2022, Portland Comic Con. So
Oh,
Portland's
that'd
have
be
one.
awesome.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, a lot of it's dependent on how much leave I'm allowed to take this year. But oh man, I'd love to get back to Portland.
Is that Daddy Low?
He did comment. My dad is listening, so hi, Dad.
Chance
And
said,
yes,
is that
yeah.
Daddy Low? Yeah.
Actually, one thing I do want to bring up before I get kicked off. You mentioned like what kind of name is G.I. Low? So
Yeah, go ahead.
quick story about that one. So the origin of the name of my comic was that I broke the cardinal rule of trying to give myself a nickname when I was in basic, because it was like I joined the army and I was like, I'm gonna really just take this seriously, and so I tried making my nickname G.I. Low because my last name is Barlow. And but the thing is, when you try to create your own nickname, it never works. So anyway, I just kind
Right.
of kept that, and then the original name of the comic was The Adventures of G.I. Low, until I realized that no one called it the full name. They just called it, like I like the last G.I. Low. I was like, no, it's The Adventures of G.I. Low. And as the comic has evolved, the character is less and less like me. Like physically, like his army career is different MOS, different appearance. Like different rank. I always want to make sure I'm never the same rank as Low. Um, and but the thing is, as the character has distanced himself from me, I'm still left and right figuring this out. As the character's gotten less and less like me, the name G.I. Low has become my nickname. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It was like,
Right.
I couldn't get a nickname to stick for me, so I create this character, and then well, I'm gonna make this character just as bizarre and different as possible. And then it's like, oh, you're G.I. Low. Like, no, I create G.I. Low. Oh, you're G.I. Low. And it's like, fuck it, it worked.
You're like, no. Anyway, so you go to a lot of these Comic Con. What's the weirdest thing? And I mean anything, outfit, anything that you've seen at one of these Comic Cons. I'm sure
Um,
some of these get
the
live sometimes.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, I love that nerd culture is mainstream culture now. I mean, all you have to do is look at the box office. You know, what movies are doing well at the box office. Superheroes, all superheroes. And I'm old enough to know
Yes.
that there was a time when liking comic books made you a huge nerd, and not in a good way. It was like, it's like, oh, you nerd. Nerd
Right.
was a pejorative until about 20 years ago. And so, like as a kid, I would make my dad drag me to well, I would make my dad take me to comic cons because I was like, well, I want to be a cartoonist someday, something like that. Even back then, I was like, I want to write comic books, like the new Batman. And so now as an adult, you go to these comic cons. It's cool to get to see these young people and enjoying it and getting really into it. But the story that came to mind when you asked me, like, what's the weirdest thing that happened? My first Comic Con was in Dayton, Ohio. Um, and I remember I'm being an idiot. I'm scrolling through my phone. By the way, if you do Comic Con, don't just sit there scroll through your phone because it makes you look bored and people aren't going to stop by. But I'm scrolling through my phone and there's this kid in I think a Punisher costume standing in front of my booth, and I kind of look up like, "Oh, hey," and he goes, I read your comic regularly." And I'm like, oh, just kind of jump up like, oh, hey, it's nice to meet you, man. This is so cool. And he's like, and
Right.
he just looked like just disappointed. He was like, I thought you were going to be at the Cincinnati Comic Con. I'm like, no, 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 I'm just kind of focusing on like military cities. Dayton's right beside Wright Patterson. And he just goes, I read your comic regularly, and then walked away. I was like, was that good or bad? I was like, and if you read my comic regularly, you want to buy a book? Want to buy
Yeah.
a T-shirt? Okay.
Yeah.
And
Got
that
some
was the
merch over
only
here.
person at Dayton who had heard of my comic. It was the first person who stopped at my table, and it was like from there it was just like, "Hey, do you like the army? Do you like the army? Hey, do you like the army? Yeah, I see your backpack. Yeah, that's army. No, you're just cosplaying. Okay, cool. All right."
Oh, Navy guy. Okay. Well, we need them too. Yeah, we need them. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. You got people commenting here right and left. Our executive producer, Boo Phoenix, she's a big, huge nerd. Okay. And she has to be to teach me anything about computers. Okay. And she got a little bit of redneck in her. So she can understand what the hell I'm asking her. Okay. And well, we love her to death. And she's a big asset to me and I appreciate her a lot. She said somebody coming to KC. The KC Comic Con is a big one.
I
I
would
heard
love that.
yeah, if you come out of Kansas City one, I'd come and find you and we'd set up a booth or something with you and we'd do a
That'd be
broadcast if you come
awesome.
out there.
Cross promotion.
Actually, well, if I could get her to come up here because she lives in Springfield. Okay, that's down South Missouri. She would. This would be her wheelhouse. This would be her great thing to do there. J Deb, I posted his comment right there. If you, I don't know if you've seen it or not. Booth in the
You
IT
poor son
Linderwood.
of a
However,
gun.
back when the Ozarks were as high as Rockies, like dinosaurs crawling out of the motor T and T Rex was pulling wagons. He's just talking about how last time he was there was forever ago.
I
Last time he
was
was there.
I was fortunate. Yep, Shark Boy and well, no, I didn't invent Lava Girl. It was Shark Boy. It was Shark Boy and Eel Girl. That was
Oh,
Robert
Eel Girl.
Rodriguez who
Okay.
came up with Lava Girl. But I was fortunate or unfortunate enough to attend the same basic training that I went to for the Drill Sergeant Academy, Relax in Jackson. So I just remember like I got there early and I check into the barracks for the Drill Sergeant Academy, and I look over the hill and I see the trailer where we went to basic, and I was like, "Hey, you can go home again."
Yeah.
So it was like I did get to experience Columbia, South Carolina at both its coldest and its hottest. So thanks, Uncle Sam.
Yeah. You appreciate that, don't you?
Oh yeah,
I see Dean turns back. Thanks for coming back, join us, brother. Appreciate that. Share us out. We're here with Pete Barlow, GI Low. Very popular man, apparently. People come up to his booth, mean mug him and say, I read your comic.
regularly.
And then they go on. He don't know how to take that. He still don't know how to take that right now. You got people wanting to buy some merch. Tell them how to get a hold of your merch.
All right. Well, a couple of different ways. Well, first off, you could attend Captain's Comic Expo in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina this upcoming weekend. I will have some merch there. Otherwise, if you go on Amazon and you can find all three of my books, my publisher and I are working on a kind of omnibus, like a compilation of the first three books, just in case people don't want to have three books on their shelf. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but the first book is called BFA. And if you're in the military, you know what a BFA is. I kind of figured a blank firing adapter was the opposite of a full metal jacket, so that seemed fitting. The second book is Mosquito Wings and Teardrops, the nickname for chevrons and rockers. And then, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on the name of the third book, and I wrote it. Just happens to memory, folks. If you're approaching
It
your
does.
mid-30s, sometimes it happens. But the point is, if you look up GI Low, or if you look up P.S. Barlow, which is my pretentious pen name, you'll be able to find all three books. And then the omnibus we're working on, the title, I get to reveal this for the first time to the public, is going to be Platoon Sergeant, and it's a take on the movie Platoon.
Nice.
Beer Con. Wait, I just saw someone put Beer Con. That's a thing.
Let me go back. Let me go back here to
God
Dean.
bless
Sonny.
America.
I asked Dean. He's one of our greatest fans of all the shows. Huge dude, and he just loves things.
Is Beer Con like a mix of a Comic Con and a beer fest? Because that sounds like $1 million idea.
I don't know if there's any. You can bring a comic if you want to, but there's going to be beer and plenty of beer. Yeah. When you get an opportunity, when you get an opportunity, look up Blue Phoenix. Jennifer Westerman going Blue Phoenix. Look her up on WO Entertainment. She does a lot of artwork herself on the computer. Beautiful artwork. Her logo is just awesome. It's a Blue Phoenix. It's coming up out of the ashes when it comes out. It's check her out if you would too. She's a nerd. She's on her watching now because of you.
Absolutely. Oh, well, thank you very much. I'll make sure to check out your page.
Yeah, she's good. But that's how you get over her. All right, guys. Pete Barlow, like I said, he's a current active military man. He's an artist. He's probably the greatest comic that I know alive. Check him out. Go online like a GI Low, and he's a good dude. And Jennifer just said she added you as a friend. She's added you as a friend, Jennifer Westerman. So yeah, she'll be able to show you some stuff on there.
Hang on a second.
All right.
Delete.
Yeah. So we got to take care of some other things real quick. You want to hang around for a few more minutes?
I should probably get ready for work. As you pointed out, unfortunately, I am active duty, which means I have to be up at early hours.
All right.
But
well,
this has been a blast, man.
Yeah, it has been a blast. And she's added you as a friend. Well, real quick before we get ready here, because there's a couple more things I want to talk to you about real quick. I got a thing I got to do here. All right, guys. Y'all know it's March 26th, last comic standing. If you're a beginner, amateur, or pro, you want to try your hand, come on and take on reigning defending champion David Scott. He's the current champion. Him and Petty Murphy is going to be competing. We've got comedian and our own Roy Anthony is going to be a special guest judge. Our own commander, he's going to be a special guest judge on there. It's going to be hosted by me. We're going to have a good time. I'm going to cut into a set, and then we'll pass over to them, let them do their thing. Here we go. It's the last comic standing. Quite simple put as this. They get 1 5-minute round. They do any joke they want to do. They go over to 5 minutes, they're out. Okay. It's about controlling the time and controlling the crowd. All right. They make it on. They go to the second round. The second round is you got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to write a joke. 3 minutes to perform that joke. You go over, you're out. Okay. And at the end, whoever wins gets the trophy and half a pot. If in case we have a tie, the person who's closest to the 5 minutes in the first round without going over wins. Okay. And if we have a tie then I get to pick the winner. All right. And I'll probably just bring him up and him. Then I'll have a joke off, probably if it gets that far. So, and they win it. Like I said, they win a trophy and they win half the pot. The other half goes to WO Entertainment to help take care of some stuff and help veterans from being part of the 22 a day. As you all know, if you watch my show, you know I preach it a lot. 22 of our federal brothers and sisters commit suicide every day. And that's something we're trying to desperately stop. And next right behind us is the teens. 12 teens a day commit suicide in this country. And it's a pandemic. Life has not even got started for them yet. So we're working on to 12 million right now, though. I like to believe that we're doing well. So come on out if you're in the Cameron, Missouri area, on the 26th of March at Post 33, American Legion, and meet Commander, myself, and we'll put you on it and make you have a good time. $35 if you want to enter the contest. or $5 at the door just to come in and sit and watch and get some great comedy. We will provide some food. He'll have some food and some drink there as well. All right, we're back here with Pete Barlow again. He's going to be leaving here in just a second, so we wanted to give him an opportunity to tell everybody his schedule, what he's going to be, if he's one of these guys going to stay in the military or a long career, if he's going to get out. If he does get out, what's he going to do when he gets out? Pete, don't be afraid. Tell everybody. I'm going to give you the floor again since you got to go here, brother. Lead us out. Tell us your upcoming plans and what you got and what are you going to do?
Well, let's just be honest. At this point, I may as well just make it a career. I'm at 12 years, so I just imagine if I stayed in for a few more years, it's like I'm getting out. It's like I think everyone should smack me upside the head. It's like, oh, come on, you could retire in your 40s. Just do it. So I joined the army almost as like a lark, just for like, I'll do something for 4 years and then get a real job. And that was 12 years ago. So obviously, I found some things I liked about. Yeah, Dean Cerny, you are not wrong. GILO was born out of my basic training experience because I immediately realized the Army is the single funniest job. I'm sure the other branches would argue with me on that, but yeah, the Army is the funniest job on earth. Like there'd just be times and you just kind of like and you have to be completely dead faced, the whole time you're in basic. But in the back of your mind, thinking like, man, these drill sergeants are funny, or just man, these soldiers are so dumb. So man, find even if you don't necessarily see it, find the funny in your jobs, man. Because that's how the comedy is born. And whatever your job, just learn to laugh.
Yeah, there's every situation in life. There's 5 good minutes of comedy. Now, like you and I were talking earlier, it's up to you to define good or bad. But there's 5 minutes of comedy in every situation. Period. On that.
And if you go to, if any civilians are listening, if you join the Army, you have 9 weeks worth of comedy if you attend basic training.
Yeah, that's where a lot of it comes from. Them drill instructors are funnier than hell too. Sometimes the way they talk, I just want to laugh at them. Then you get in trouble, of course, for laughing at them. I should have, I should listen to my uncle. I had an uncle who told me when I left back in 1991, which now seems like forever ago. He said, "Don't come back." He said, "When you go, don't come back. There's nothing back here for you but jail and in trouble." And he was absolutely correct. And I did 7 years. And I should have stayed. I should have retired out of there. I had a problem taking orders and people pissed me off at a rapid rate, so I got out. But I should have just swallowed it up and then I'd have been a lot better man for it. Anyway,
Yeah, you seem to be doing all right. Well, think about it this way. I mean, if you had stayed in, would you be Richie the Redneck Pimp, and would you be successful stand-up comedian? So again, it's not for everybody.
No. But and I'm the 7 years. I mean, I'm proud of the 7 years I put in. Really am. There's some mistakes in there I made, and I should have did better. There's some things in there that happened to me that I'm glad it happened to me. Man
Most
up.
people do 0. You did 7. That's not nothing.
Yeah, no, that's nothing. That's nothing. You're right. And I did I went from the Marine Corps to the National Guard, which was a culture shock for me and for the National Guard. Because you got this 6-foot redneck in there yelling. These guys are all laid back, and they ain't like Marines. Okay, they're totally different people. They're not even like regular Army. They're totally different people. And so it was a kind of culture shock, but it was good. And I was glad my experience, just like you are. Yeah, if my opinion matters to you, stay. Point out, whatever they call it, time out, do your thing, because there's nothing back here for you. But when you come back, and God help us all, Gunny Pimp.
Gunny Pimp.
Yeah,
that is a sitcom if I've ever heard of one. Yeah, just in case you need to pitch that to a TV show. Gunny Pimp.
Yeah. I'm fixing to be up there in Hollywood here coming up in the middle of this year. They got me of all people going to be in a movie. Can you imagine that? Me being in a movie? It's gonna be something.
I'm guessing
special.
You're gonna be Chris Hemsworth body double or something.
No, I'm gonna. Yeah. Well, here's a brief synopsis. I'm supposed to be. This gentleman has a daughter who got raped by this guy. Okay, so I'm gonna go kill the guy, true redneck fashion. But when I get in there, he bites my Johnson off, and he chokes to death on it. That's how I kill him.
What movie is this?
So I guarantee it's going to go straight to CD. Ain't no way it's going to go to Hollywood. It's going to go straight to CD. But
I mean, I want to watch it now.
I do too. I want to get to filming this thing because it's funny. But one of my comedy buddies, Richard Montano, he'll call him the Godfather of comedy. He's got an Italian. He's a Mexican with an Italian name. He's hilarious. He's one of the greatest comedians I know. Anyway, he's a producer. He's going to be that was his role for me. I was instantly the guy he thought of. I'm thinking. He said, "Well, you get to kill him in true redneck fashion, but not with your hands per se." Like, oh, he chokes to death in my Johnson's high dies. Okay. All right. Hey, baby, I'm getting some clout. You can shut up. Okay. Figures. Women got to ruin it for everybody, you know. But, so anyway, you're liable to see this big ugly redneck on some sort of
I will watch the hell out of
straight to
that.
DVD, straight to DVD type of thing. But I don't care what if it goes DVD or if it goes aluminum. Give me my money. Give me my money. That's all I care about.
Well, we would have that in
You
common.
know,
Before I joined the army, I was also a thespian of sorts. A movie that never got released, as far as I know. I
yeah.
played geek number 4, standing on top of the school bus, looking into the girls' locker room. So I got to film that when I was 17. I thought that was cool. It was not actually a girls' locker room; it was a band room with a smoke machine inside of it. But we got a stunt coordinator, so you know.
Yeah, culture shock from hell. It was a culture shock. You're right, J-Dub. It was
The glide scope, yeah.
totally different. From here, hang on. Clicked off of me. Hang in there. Hang on. It's going to be a fun ride.
Well,
Okay,
I
but
mean, if I can find the good, even in the worst days in the army, and it's about 90-10. That's the ratio of bad days to good. You know
right,
what? The comic seems to be doing okay, and it's obviously the inspiration for the comic. And people, where'd you get the idea for the comic? It was called Tuesday. Just this is my life. This is my job. It's like the great thing about being a drill sergeant. And I'm not saying I became a drill sergeant because of my comic, but it certainly didn't hurt.
right.
Is I remember I was just thinking like, the comic, it's kind of run its thing. It's just sort of like soldier does something stupid, Sergeant Lowe gets mad. Lowe does something stupid, first sergeant gets mad. It was like, oh, this is gonna get old. Plus, I mean, like, what separates me from like a terminal lance or a Private Murphy? And then I got orders for drill sergeant school, and I was like, I read a comic about an incompetent, out of shape sergeant. What if it was an incompetent, out of shape drill sergeant? Take that, terminal lance. So
That sounds great. Sounds great, guys. Pete Barlow, check him
yeah,
out. Okay, uh, I do want to purchase uh, one of your comic books or a book or something. I want to put it in the mystery box, so whoever wins the mystery box has a piece of you forever tied to the mystery box and what it is that you do. So get with me later on, and we'll work out whatever we got to work out.
absolutely,
You can
man.
send me one, some swag or whatever you want to do to put in the mystery box. Um, and it's a hint for those of you who know how it works. Because I don't tell anybody what's in the mystery box until they open it. I'm the only one that knows what's in this thing. So now you guys got maybe a hint of what's going to be in it. But Pete, brother, hey man, look, I've been waiting on this for a while to have you on my show. We finally get hooked up and come on. It's been an honor to have you on the WO Radio Show.
Honored to be here.
First time you've been on WO Entertainment Network, and we got guys on here. That's some of my producers, some of my people who do the shows on here with me. They now know who you are. We got guys on here with LA who do a lot out in LA, out there in Los Angeles, back here in Kansas City. So you're liable to have more doors open up for you, brother. So hang on and be prepared. Our executive producer, she's now your friend. She'd love to have you do something with her. You can get on a game. And by the way, anybody, when she goes on Sundays, anybody can get on a game with her. Okay, she plays a game online. It's just believe me, you ain't beating her. Okay, she's that good.
Challenge accepted.
So get on there and give her a hard time. But guys, we appreciate having Pete on.
Yeah, I think I hijacked your show long enough.
No. Yeah, you can stay the whole show. I don't care. I know first nerd we've had on here, so embellish that. First nerd we had on here.
I've opened this door. They're not going to stop.
Well, I had Snodgrass for a host, so I mean, he's a little nerd himself sometimes. That guy's a little knowledgeable about everything. I still have autographed doodle posted on his wall. J-Dub said. So that must be something.
He even fished it out of the toilet. That's true friendship.
Yes. Well, like I said, I told you, them guys out there, BB Nation, are some good people, and I hope you guys that are watching will go out and give them some love on there and listen to what they say. They're pretty good people, and whatever they do to try to help you. Okay, they want to make you laugh or listen to some music or whatever it is. So anyway, check them out at BB Nation. But Pete, brother, thank you for coming on, man. I'm going to
Thank you
hang
for
around and do
having
some
me.
more stuff on the show here. If you guys want to hang around and watch, love to see y'all watch. I got to do some
real
comedy
quick,
stuff on here.
real quick,
Go
Shill.
ahead.
If you want to follow my comic, it's G.I.Low, like G.I. Joe, just G.I.L.O.W. A name that will probably get me sued by Hasbro someday, but not yet.
That right there. Is that it?
That's it. Thank you very much. But I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram. All right. Well, there you guys have it. Well, Pete, brother, like I said, I'm gonna do a little bit more here. Man, it's good to have you on.
It was great being here.
Now I can put a face. You know what I'm saying? Now when you
I'm sorry, it's not a better face.
Well, and I tell you something. You say you're on to talk about your voice being bad. I got news for you. Of the two on here today, yours was the best one. Okay, so you automatically beat me.
It's a tie.
All right, so of course, unless you decide I want to do Donald Trump or something, then but then you really win because I like Donald Trump, but his voice is just, man. But whatever, we're not gonna do politics because I know you'll get in trouble if you do politics on here.
Oh yeah, so I should duck out.
Yeah, brother. Thank you very much, guys. Check him out, G.I.Low. You finally get to see G.I.Low. I've talked about him. He's been on BB Nation. He's been on VRS out there. John Crimney, all them guys out there know who he is. Good dude. He's had a ghostly experience. He'll get on there sometime and tell you about that. He just made mention of it on here. Pete Barlow, everybody. Brother.
Have a good night.
Make sure when you write about me, you spell my name correctly. Later, brother. Take care. Hit me up later on so we can talk.
I will do.
All right, guys. That was Pete Barlow. What a good interview, man. I like that guy. The guy's an awesome dude. A lot of patience, man. You got a real skill to draw, and he's got real skill, and he's obviously got patience. So yeah. So now we're going to get on to some of our normal stuff over here because we still got to do Pimp's Pet yet, and so we'll get to that. Got some comedy we're going to put on here. All right, first thing we're going to say is you don't say. Our first segment out of the gate is you don't say. Here's number one. This is the video version.
All right, lesson number one. When defending yourself, guard your face. All right, guard your face. You're not guarding your face. Hands up, guard your face. There you go. Now, always, you got to also pay attention. Guard your face. Hello, eyes here. Guard your face and pay attention to the legs. You got it? Mm-hmm. That's 1, 2. Guard your face, pay attention. You ready? All right. Oh! Woo!
I knew that was going to happen when I seen his eyes. Okay, when I seen his eyes, I knew that was going to happen. So that was pretty cool. That was a mom teaching him how to fight. So maybe the mom should pay attention, Oh, there's Pete. Let's see what Pete wants to say again. He's back in the show here. Hang on a second. Let me see if I get him. Was you wanting something? Was you wanting something? You're on mute. You're on mute.
I was just unplugging my microphone. I accidentally triggered something. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Maybe you want to add something. Okay. Sorry about that.
It was a funny clip, though. So now I'm actually leaving.
I got a couple more. All right. Take care. All right. I thought maybe you wanted something. You could pop it in there. All right. Here's number two. But you don't say. Number two. You don't say, yeah. That's funny. That's funny. All right, here's your third. You don't say for the day. Your third one.
You don't let todo out. Puta que pariu, não.
every time I see a little person with a gun, something bad breaks out. Something bad happens. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, here's one. Now it's time for say what? Time for say what? I guess you can call that a portable snowman, maybe. Guy was bored. That's kind of big. That's kind of pretty good. I mean, I know. So it's all right. Number 2. When your hair salon is closed, but your dog groomer has a cancellation. And here's the third one. Now, this one here really doesn't need no caption. Just look at the size of this animal. This is a hellhound. It's a wolf spotted in Yellowstone National Park. A couple years back, I think that's when this was. That is a big ass wolf. Say what? Yeah, it's definitely a say what moment there. All right, again, here we go again. Here's what is this? 100 entries into the mystery box. 100 entries into the mystery box. You can tell me what this is. All right. All right, now we're going to do a little pimp's pet here. Today's pimp's pet is the Greenland shark. The Greenland shark. Now, the Greenland shark, I'll read about it, but I'm also going to tell you some stories about it. When I went back to check out the Titanic, and some of the survivors who survived said people were popping straight up and down, and just it'd go straight down. Okay, they wouldn't when they disappeared, and sometimes their life jacket would pop back up, and they'd just be there, like they suck them out of the life jacket, and they never could figure out what it was for years. They did investigation. Well, apparently the gentleman on the River Monsters, Jeremy Wade, he did some research on these animals and figured out it was these guys. These guys, the ones that was there. The Greenland shark was eating some of the people from the Titanic. They live deep. They go down deep. They live in the cold water, and they go down deep and live in cold water and dark. You can see how their eyes are, and their skin is weird. Here's the thing: they're nasty meat. The meat is terrible. You gotta hang it up and let it dry, and you cut it off, and it just got a rancid, weird taste to it. So it has to hang for a long time, and you have to spice it up and everything in order to eat that meat. It's one of the few shark meats that's possible that has to happen to. So the Greenland shark is a member of the sleeper shark family, which also includes dogfish family. That is the longest living vertebrate known species. It is primarily found in the cold water environments of the Arctic Ocean and North Atlantic, from Basin Bay eastward to the Barents Sea. But its range also extends south along the North Sea and the waters adjacent. And the eastern seaboard of the United States, bulky with a round snout, small fins, relatively to body size. The color is gray to brown in coloration. Greenland sharks are similar to the spiny dogfish, except that they lack a spine in front of the second dorsal fin, and usually one of the first dorsal fins. They got a very small dorsal fin as well. Okay. These are quite short. Conservation status. The Greenland sharks are considered to be near threatened species by the International Union of Conservation of Nature. The species was valued for its liver oil, About 114 liters, 30 gallons of liver oil can be obtained from a large specimen. Although the flesh of the Greenland shark may be eaten, it is toxic unless properly cleaned and dried, repeatedly boiled prior to consumption. That's like I was telling you, it's very toxic. It's not to get eaten. Greenland sharks were fished commercially for their 19th fished through the 19th century until the 1960. Norway persecuted Greenland sharks during the 1970s because they were considered to be a numerous to be threatened by other fisheries. In the early 1900s, as many as 30,000 Greenland sharks were caught a year. In the present day, the annual take is far smaller. Small-scale subsistence fisheries in the Arctic harvest fewer than 100 individuals annually, and roughly 1,200 are caught accidentally in fishing trolls. So that is your Greenland shark, your pimp's pet. Get out of that. Go back here. Go ahead and check out some of these J-Dips. The only thing I can think of is a video meme with a wolf saying, "I want waffles and fries." Yeah, looks like a feather. Well, but what it's got to be 100. You got to tell me exactly what it is. Oh, the northern flicker chest feather is also known as a common woodpecker. Oh, eat my shorts. There you go. The man, I'm gonna give it. The right answer has been obtained. There it is, right there. Outstanding job, Dean Cerny. You got 100 points in the mystery box, and you're the very first person who won. What is it? It didn't take you very long. It's something new I started this year. Congratulations to Dean Cerny. Outstanding job. Outstanding job. The first one. It took 4 of them before people got them, but outstanding job, brother. You got 100 entries into the mystery box automatically. Yes, that thing is the northern flicker. It is a bird, to be exact. All the ugly fish live deep. None of them are pretty. And that's the fact. They're wicked looking. Mourning dove feathers. No, you got it right. 100 entries into mystery box. You're already coming out into the lead right there. All right. Let me write that down before I forget. 100 entries. All right. Dean Cerny, congratulations on that. What is it? Now, next week, I'll have a brand new what is it? Matter of fact, I go in here right now and erase and get this off. I'm going to erase this out of here so I don't. There it is again, northern flicker. Nice. All right. Do a little comedy now.
Well, there's a Christian bookstore in Smithfield. I'm about to go check it out and see what they've got. Nope, nope, not a bookstore. Nope. That is not a, that is no, nope.
Don't think of the bookstore, brother. I don't think of the bookstore.
Snap, crackle, creak, and then I pop. It's how my body sounds every time when I get up. Joints are crackling like the cereal. Getting older can be such a pain, but I'm still an OG, even with my walking cane. I got orthopedic Nike, so my feet are not in pain, cause comfort's more important when you're older. My arthritis acts up when it gets colder. Gravity is pulling down on my shoulders. It's like I'm shrinking each year I get older. From 6'5", now I'm down to 6'1". And staying home all night is my idea of fun, yeah. From this OG's perspective, gotta be in bed by 9 is now my brand new objective. Cause I gotta get plenty of sleep, light by my feet. Cause I know I'm gonna wake up and pee. I hold it all day, then I pee all night. Just like a baby who's confused and thinks the day is the night. I drink my coffee every morning to warm my blood, cause it's gonna take a minute to start me up. But once I get going, I ain't never gonna stop, unless you wanna hang out after 9 o'clock. My bones snap, crackle, creaking, and then they pop.
All right. Interesting little take on the guy's life. So they have a book, but not Bob related. That's that is correct. All right, these next couple videos here, I'm just gonna play them. You explain them. This one here you've seen before, but I'll play it again because it ties into the second video.
We tried to reach out to the man who died in this pursuit. They were unavailable for comment. Micah, back to you.
You think? And now I played that one, so I can play this one.
Hi, this is Bucky Joe Masterson, and this is more headlines written by idiots. Demi Moore speaks out after drowning at her LA home. That's pretty impressive. I mean, it's freaking G.I. Jane. Guess she can do anything. Federal agents raid gun shop and find weapons. Who'd have thunk it? Man killed to death. All the way dead. Statistics show that teen pregnancy drops off significantly after 25. Well, I guess so. Pools and diarrhea, not a good mix. I guess not.
Yeah. My bad. I want to erase that one. Okay, here we go.
I don't like ostriches. For those people that don't know what an ostrich is, it's a bird that's the same size as me. I'm in Nebraska, right? I had a run-in with this ostrich. I'm in Nebraska. I'm on the side of the road. I'm peeing. I get done peeing. I look to my left. It was an ostrich looking at me while I was peeing. He was standing on one leg like this. His body was facing this way, but his head was like this. Now, I didn't know what it was, so I didn't say nothing. My friend got out of the car. He's like, yo, what the hell is that? I was like, I don't know. It's like a big pigeon or something. I didn't know what it was, right? He was like, that ain't no pigeon. He took an ink pen, threw the pin at it. When he threw the pin at the ostrich, he hit the ostrich in the chest. As soon as he hit the ostrich in the chest, his other leg came down. His body was still facing this way, but his head was still like this. I was like, you know what? We should probably go get in the car because we don't really know what that means. You know, like that could be a sign. That could mean like you got 10 seconds to get out of my face before I kill you. I'm gonna eat your kids. We don't know what he's trying to say, so let's just get in the car where we safe at. So we get in the car, I start laughing. I'm like, you was scared, man. He's like, no, you was scared. I'm like, no, you was scared. No, you was. I'm driving like 30 miles per hour. I look out the passenger window. The ostrich was running 30 miles per hour beside the car. His body was still facing this way, but his head was like this. And he was haul-assing at 30 miles per hour. Now, when I'm scared, like if I'm real scared, sir, I'll start to cry. Only if I'm real scared. So I was like, why would you throw a pin at it if we don't even know what it is? We don't even know what it is! I was freaking out, right? He was like, man, stop being a little girl. Just speed up, drive faster. I started driving 60 miles per hour. When I tell you that this ostrich was running 60 miles per hour, I am not playing. His body was still facing this way, but his head was like this. And his legs, you couldn't even see him. It looked like a black cotton ball floating. It was amazing. And I was scared because he never took his eyes off us. Like he was looking at us the whole time. Like he didn't check for a wall, another bird, nothing. It's like he was like, when I catch y'all, I'm going to kill both of y'all over a pin. And I was like, why don't you just apologize? Because I was scared.
That was Kevin Hart. I don't know what y'all think of him. I'm not really a huge fan of Kevin Hart. I don't think he's as funny as some people think he's funny. But I mean, you know, he's okay. I mean, I know you tell me in the comments what you think about it. Move on here. We'll get to. I'll delete him out. All right, here we go. Here's some more.
All right, Dave, this is your first prostate exam, so just relax and try not to get an erection. What do you mean? My name's Steve. Oh, I know. My name's Dave.
Uh-huh. That would be kind of bad. Yes, it would.
Now, the stupidest fight I ever saw between a couple, all right, was at the grocery store. I'm at the grocery store. I don't know where my wife is. She's there. I don't know where she is. I'm in the chip aisle, and it's going down. And it's an old couple. And when I say old, I'm talking about like in their 80s old. And the old man goes, I want some salt and vinegar potato chips. And the old lady goes, you can't have salt and vinegar potato chips, John, because you have high blood pressure. The doctor said no more salt. He goes, I don't give a good goddamn, Brenda, what the doctor said. I want some salt and vinegar potato chips. She goes, get the sun chips. I don't want no damn sun chips. I make my own money. I want to get what I want, damn it. I'm texting my wife, hurry, chips, chips, chips. By the time my wife got there, John had already won. He had his chips. He was walking off. I don't give a damn. And Brenda was behind him. John, listen to the doctor, John. I hugged my wife. I said, look, baby, it never ends.
I can see me and my wife having a discussion like that. Here we go. One more.
Since we're on the topic of things I don't understand, when women give birth to like a baby or whatever, how come they don't have to take a DNA test, but the guys do? Like, it just seems kind of sexist to me and unfair. The only guys have to take DNA tests when women give birth to babies. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And how did they know, like, she's the mom? Like, the real mom, you know?
What do you think? If you watched her give birth, I'm pretty sure she's the mother. Yeah. And sad thing is, there's people that ask those very questions. They ask those very same questions to people. Whoa. So the ostriches are generally what's left of the T-Rex. Never seen one in my life. Well, actually, I think I did it at the zoo, but never seen one. Someone failed biology and sex ed. Yes. Yes, they have. Yes, they did. They absolutely. Yes. Some of them people those are people that shouldn't be having kids at all. Should not be having any children at all. I just want to play it again. I want to play it again so everybody can get the true meaning of it.
Since we're on the topic of things I don't understand, when women give birth to like a baby or whatever, how come they don't have to take a DNA test, but the guys do? Like, it just seems kind of sexist to me and unfair. The only guys have to take DNA tests when women give birth to babies. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And how did they know, like, she's the mom? Like, the real mom, you know?
That was stupid the second time I watched it. I'll go ahead and delete that because that's stupid. Well, now I'm going to show you I'm going to play you a little video clip of two little boys knocking on a door. You just have to watch and see. This is from a doorbell cam. This is kind of the view of what a doorbell cam looks like. It's kind of cool. They would have been all right until the dog scared them off. Then they ran. They lived right next door, and they ran around there. And their dad was out there. He was doing stuff, so they were in no danger. But I thought it was funny. They knocked on the door, and that dog started barking. They beat feet. The boys are fine. Those are my grandsons, by the way, but they're fine. Yeah, they're crazy. All right, well, it's been a pretty good show today, guys. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, watching. Good friend of ours, Pete Barlow, author, illustrator, G.I. Lowe. He's a man of many talents, excellent comedian, comic. And you heard what he said. He's going to be out and about and doing some Comic Con. So look for him in your area. Go up, meet him, shake his hand. He's quite a deal. Yeah, he's quite a guy, and I appreciate him coming on. We were supposed to have him on before, but he went to Korea, so he was stuck over Korea for a bit. And the time, it just wouldn't work. Everybody was the time over there and time over here just wouldn't have been very good. So she looks like sex like I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I'm good at it. If she passes the DNA test, she has to pay child support, right? Hey. I think her mother needs to take a DNA test, but that shouldn't be very nice. But thank you all for tuning in tonight. Appreciate y'all coming in. Again, if you didn't catch it all the way at G.I. Lowe, come on here. He was I met him through BB Nation, listen to Spreaker, through BB Nation guys. He's on there under G.I. Lowe or Pete Barlow, or look for him on there. He's pretty witty, got a lot of good things to say. Tonight's the Pimp's pet today was the Greenland shark. The Greenland shark. You want to read more about them? Look them up. Interesting little read. You wouldn't. They're a unique creature. They're very unique. They live, like I told you, cold water, deep water. They got weird. They got their jaw shaped different than the rest of them. So way their teeth come out, more of a cookie cutting type thing. Bunch of shredded teeth in there. They're toxic meat. You gotta do a bunch of things to them before you can eat it. And so if you're hungry, you don't eat that damn thing. It take too long to make it. Congratulations to Dean Cerny. He was the very first winner of What Is It? The very first we've been doing that since we returned in January, and had a first winner today. 100 entries into Mystery Box, Dean. Congratulations to you, sir, for that. I'll have another one next week. And there you go. So you all can see how it works. You guess what it is, and you tell me it has to be exactly what it is. Can't just say a bag of feathers. It has to be exactly what it is. And Dean did that. So he got 100 entries plus all his other entries that he's come up with. Got that going on. Again, guys, comedy start turning around, so I'll be announcing more and more shows as I line them up. But right now, this last comic standing, I'll go over that again. Reigning defending champion David Scott will be returning to see if he can't win the trophy again and half the pot. The pot to enter is $35 entry fee. You have 2 rounds of competition. First round is a 5-minute round. You can tell any joke you want to tell. Doesn't matter what it is. As long as it ain't racist. We're not putting up with any of that. But you got 5 minutes. You go over that 5 minutes and you're out of the competition automatically. If everyone makes it through the second round of competition, then you got 2 minutes to write a joke, 3 minutes to perform that joke. That's another 5-minute round. 2 minutes to write, 3 minutes to perform. You go over 3 minutes, you're out. Okay. The winner will get the trophy and half the pot. Here's how you decide the winner. The judges will pick the winner. If they can't pick a winner, if it's a tie, then the person in the first round who went the closest to the 5 minutes without going over, obviously close to the 5 minutes, wins. If you have a tie, then it gets down to me, and I'll have to end up picking a winner. But you want to come and watch. We'll have something to eat there. We'll have a drink. It's $5 to get in the door if you just want to come watch. $35 entry fee. Again, half the pot and a trophy. The trophy is just like you see right here on the screen. That is the trophy that you're going to be winning. And David Scott's a reigning defending champ. He'll be there performing. I also got word that Petty Murphy, good friend of W Entertainment, he's going to be performing as well. I'm going to be your host. Special guest judge, Roy Anthony. Special guest judge, Alan Reed, the commander. So far we're getting it all put together, and it's going to be at the American Legion Post 33. Cameras are, my number's right there at the bottom. Call that number if you're local and you want to participate. I will give you the rules, so you'll have the rules. All right. That's the way it's going to go down, brothers and sisters. Come on out there and have a good time. Beginner, amateur, or pro. It don't matter. Come on out, try your luck. Thank you to Blue Phoenix for that flyer. She made that flyer up. That's pretty cool of her to do that. Appreciate that, her. Appreciate her for doing that. We're hour and 15 minutes deep into it, and we've went about as far as I can go. Unless you got a topic you want to turn around and talk about. I never really got to bring this up because I ended up with COVID, so I never got to talk about it. But let you guys on here, those of you still watching, let me know what you think about Whoopi Goldberg and the suspension she just went through. Fair, not fair, fire, not fire. You tell me. I think she should have been fired, just like all the other people that they fired for making comments. She's talking about Jews, and she's so uneducated. She's an idiot. She didn't know what she was talking about. But I think they need to disband that whole damn View show. Want my opinion of it? I think the View sucks. I've always thought that. So you tell me what you thought about that. I know we never got to talk about it on this show here. Any. Congratulations to the Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. They did it. They pulled it off. They are the best. And for the next year, they're world champs, and they're going to have that title as world champs. So congratulations to them. Dean Cerny here says, always fun, good show, boys. She should have been fired. Roseanne got fired on her own show for less. That's exactly correct. She did. She absolutely did. And this cancel culture, the only way you start getting rid of this cancel culture is treat them like they treat us. Okay? Maybe people will shut up. Maybe people start to understand what they're saying, or maybe people lighten up a little bit. Because in the end, I don't care, Dean. I just want people to lighten up some. Just lighten the fuck up. It's jokes, man. No, what she's talking about wasn't a joke, but they get on us comedians all the time. Well, you can say this, you can say that. No, I'll say any damn thing I want. I wrote the joke. I'll say how I wrote it. Okay, I'm one of the ones right here. I don't care. I say the joke. I mean, you don't know what kind of comedian will be. My name's Redneck Pimp. You tell me what kind of comedian, right? Now I got family-friendly stuff, but Whoopi Goldberg, she's a blowhard loudmouth. Blowhard loudmouth, and I think the show should be canceled. And Joey Behar to be canceled as well. Just because, just for general purpose. That's what I think. Just for general damn purpose. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yes, that is. Thank you, Dean. That is correct. That is very correct, sir. You got a lot of people though that still got her back, and I can't believe. I just can't believe. Real quick before I call tonight, talk about it real quick. Russia got in trouble in the Olympics. Okay. And then last summer we had a female racer. She was a track athlete who got kicked off. They wouldn't let her compete or something because of smoking weed for performance enhancing. That's the dumbest fucking thing I ever heard. Weed ain't performance enhancing shit. Okay, unless you're in an eating contest, then it gives you nothing for advantage. Okay, but if you're not a competitive eater, I don't even want to hear that. So, but they wouldn't let her compete, but they let this other lady compete. So it's like when Bill Clinton got impeached, they let him be president. That's about as much sense as it made. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. Was it? I'm not saying it was a race thing. I'm not even saying it's a gender thing. I think it's freaking people were scared of the USSR or Russia. They were scared of Russia and didn't want to ruffle no feathers. Is what I think. But all I know is, look, that lady smoking weed, and first of all, congrats. If you can smoke weed and race and still be fast, congratulations to you. Yeah. Anyway, I think it was dumb. But what do you do? What do you do? Guys, I'm Redneck Pimp. Appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. Man, we had a great guy on G.I. Low. He's a comic. Go look him up. G.I. Low. G.I. Low. I'll put up his thing one more time. There you go. T.S. Barlow, author and illustrator, G.I. Lowe. Look him up, guys. Appreciate him being on the show. He's a active military, so he had to watch kind of what he said. But I appreciate him being on here anyway. So we had that going on. You got to see the Pimp's Pet, so yep. And we got to laugh a little bit. So, guys, I'm Richard Redneck Pimp King. Appreciate y'all watching me tonight. If you're watching the recording, you're not useless. You're not worthless. I know 22 a day commit suicide. 22 a day commit suicide. We're trying not to have that happen. We're trying to get rid of that number. You know, there's always someone on here to make you laugh. There's always someone on the other networks involved with make you laugh. Do you cut potatoes? Zombie Gore. I have cut potatoes, but I don't cut potatoes now. Not for hire, anyway. I guess, I'm not too far away. I cut them, but anyway. That being said, guys, do not take a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I don't want to have to sit here and I'd rather sit here 3 hours and talk to you than talk to you 30 minutes at your eulogy. Can't do it, guys. Can't do it. Life's too short. Seen enough of it. We don't need to do it. You have value. You are not worthless. You know how I feel. I'm Richie King. Catch the Commander and I next week. He apologized he can't be here. Redneck Pimp. I said, don't die ahoy until we meet again. Y'all take care of yourselves. God bless y'all. May the great spirit keep you and his face shine upon you. You have a good time. The weather's starting to warm up a little bit now. It's starting to get that time. Spring's coming. Get out. Exercise. Do what you got to do. Take care.